Hey guys, this is Sam with two M's.
And I'm Ai, and we have two of the realest people you'll meet in the industry, guys. They're not new to the #1 spot on the Mix charts or even at the Mix Awards. They're also not new to receiving awards from Mix. They have dominated the past Mix Music Awards. They've won Female Artist of the Year, Male Artist of the Year, even Artist of the Year, Music Video of the Year, Song of the Year, basically lahat ng major categories, guys. And
Yes.
now they are once again nominated sa Mix Awards 2020 for Urban Video of the Year for Fiend and Music Video of the Year for the collab Summer. Once again, they're not new to our eyes, but it's kind of new to our eyes to be talking to them once again together right now. So it's an honor for us to have for a MYXclusive interview. Please welcome James Reid and Nadine Lustre.
I love the intro. Thank you.
Yes.
Hi guys, thank you so much for saying yes to us. We have missed you. Can you kind of update us on your lives, James? You recently celebrated your birthday. How was it?
My birthday. Wait 1 second. I'm switching to earphones.
You got this.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Okay.
Perfect.
Is that better?
Yep,
Yes,
much better.
Definitely.
Yeah. I didn't celebrate my birthday, but yeah, I just stayed at home, and actually, my birthday was not much of an event. I'll be celebrating later. I'm saving the celebration when things go back to normal.
Ooh. I'm sure the celebration that you will have after everything will be so good and so great to be reunited with all your friends and family. But speaking of celebrating, we have to celebrate your nominations at the Mix Awards 2020. So congratulations, of course, you guys. Yay!
Thank you.
Now, what was your reaction when you guys found out that you were nominated for Music Video of the Year and Urban Video of the Year?
There's so much going on, so I didn't really at first everyone was telling me, oh, you're nominated, you're nominated. It didn't really sink in right away because there's so a lot of things happening, so much stuff going on. So yeah, parang nag-sink in lang siya mga last week lang. End of last week. Oh, great. Okay. No, but I want to thank Mix for nominating us again. You know, last year was also crazy. I got a lot of awards, so I'm just really, really thankful, Mix.
I was really happy because I know we worked so hard on those music videos.
Yeah.
Nadine, especially on Summer, she conceptualized the whole thing, and we had to hike up that mountain.
Yeah, the shoot.
With carrying a sword and all the gear and everything. So we really put a lot of effort into it.
Yeah.
And also Fiend, we put up a lot of effort into that. We really wanted to do something that was kind of different, more cinematic. So we're really happy and we're really grateful.
Yeah, we actually want to talk more about that. Can you tell us about the whole shooting experience? Let's first talk about Summer. So which mountain was that? How long did you guys shoot for? How was the whole experience?
What mountain was that again? I forgot. It's the one in Rizal.
Yep.
I forgot.
So not too far away. Not too far
No.
away.
It's not far away. It's not too far
Yeah.
away. I think probably less than 2 hours away from the city, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's not so far away. But it was really fun shooting that because it also felt like a nature trip at the same time. Although it was really hard because we had to do makeup and hair and dress up sa baba ng mountain. So everything else was done na. My makeup artist did my makeup na, and my hair and all. And then we had to hike.
Pawisan! Galore!
Yeah.
It was all glammed up. And then we had props, the flowers. We had a lot of flowers. We had equipment. So everyone was carrying something going up the mountain. And I think the hike was how long was the hike? Around...
It's 2 hours, but really
2 hours.
steep.
And
Oh my gosh.
Imagine how hard it was just hiking it to get to the peak of it.
Grabe, pinaghirapan pala talaga nila.
Yeah, but in the
Yes.
music video, it's not obvious at all that you guys were sweating.
It paid
And also
off. It really paid off.
Yeah, it definitely paid off. And one of my favorite parts of the music video was when Nadine was in the water and it was
Yung sa
purple,
waterfalls
and it was,
naman. The one with the waterfalls. It's funny because when we went to the location we didn't get to shoot kasi parang kailangan pa yata ipaalam or something. So we didn't get to shoot that day. And the next day we went back and then we had to, kasi it was a skeleton crew. It was this visual club and us. So visual club is like 3 or 4 people. So talagang kami-kami lang. All the permits and everything, like the equipment that we needed, we had to do it ourselves. So it was really fun. The place was beautiful. I forgot the name of the waterfalls, but it's also in Rizal and it's really beautiful. You can rent those falls for like a few hours. Nang kayo lang, just with you and your friends if you want to. Crazy.
And Nadine, you co-directed this with Chino Villagracia. How was it like directing your own music video?
It wasn't really the first time I've done it. Chino mainly directed the whole thing. I just gave him, the concept and the idea for the music video. So yun, working with Visual Club kasi it's really nice kasi they're also our friends. So there wasn't any hassle. Well, aside from hiking, that's it. But everything else went smoothly.
And why was this the concept that you thought of? How is it related to the song? What's the story behind the song Summer?
Oh my God. James wrote the song. So
Okay, James, maybe you can tell us about this.
I actually wrote the song. Sometimes when I'm writing stuff, I think maybe this should be for Nadine. Like I write melodies sometimes, like this sounds like it should be for a girl. So this one was for Nadine, and it's there wasn't too much thought into it. It was more like escaping, like a summer escape. We go through a lot as public figures, so it was more of like escape from all the craziness.
Yes, and that's definitely like the kind of vibe that I get from it. It's very summer as it is, like just like the title. But it's just such a good vibe, and so is the music video. And now it's congratulations once again because it's nominated for Music Video of the Year. But Fiend, on the other hand, is nominated for Urban Video of the Year. So in this music video, it's more cinematic. We see a very like gang kind of JADINE gang, right? So how did you come up with the concept for this music video?
This one was more kind of like we're going for like a Bonnie and Clyde kind of thing. So it's like we just robbed a bank or something and then I get shot. But then kind of like the experience that I'm supposed to be going through is kind of like a near-death experience or like kind of like realization. And you see in the end kind of as like it's not really my character, it's like me. I'm kind of fading away, like my eyes close and it goes through all these animations. I kind of go through all these realizations about the ego and about a lot of things. It's really more personal. I didn't really expect anyone else to really understand it, but it was more of like like an epiphany.
Oh, that's interesting.
But the base of it, for the whole story, it's mainly like supposed to be like we're going for like a Bonnie and Clyde kind of thing.
Oh, and I really love the vibe of this music video as well. But for you, Nadine, how was it working with James on this very like kind of cinematic kind of music video as well?
I remember that shoot was really fun just because we haven't done anything like that. The first scene that we did for that one was the one in the car. When he got shot na and then I was trying to drive the car. It was really fun because there's so many fresh ideas for that music video and working with Dom also. It was Dom and his girlfriend and then 2 people. There were only 2 people in that team naman. That's why it's like, they're just really creative people.
I'm a tea guy. I like tea.
Even smaller crew for this one.
It's a small.
Really?
2
How
people.
many people were? Oh,
Yeah.
oh my god! What?
All those
And
action
there's-
scenes.
There's one shot where I'm kind of like standing and there's a bunch of bodies all around me. Like I'm like small and I'm standing and then it's like CGI with like different like bodies all around me. Those bodies are actually from the director's girlfriend. So it was the 2 of them. A director, Dom, his girlfriend. Yeah, so it was the 2 of them. Her name is Clementine?
Clem.
Yeah. So that's actually, Clem. So that was actually her.
Yeah, and it was really funny
Really
because
interesting.
when we were shooting that, the scene with the bed, and then you were on a skateboard, and Brett was the one pushing the skateboard. Even have a video. Do you remember that?
There's a scene where I'm kind of floating backwards, and then I lie down in a bed, but really I'm standing on top of a skateboard that's sliding, and Brett was actually there on the day of the shoot, and he was ducking and pulling me along on this skateboard towards the bed. So if you see the behind the scenes, it's really hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Like I would have never thought, watching both music videos, Summer and Fiend, that you would have such a tiny like crew with you, but like the way that you guys pulled it off was just amazing. It was so good.
Thank you.
Now, speaking of Brett, actually, I got to watch your performance last night, James, on the Identity 2020 event, the fundraising concert. You actually greeted him in at one part, like "Hi, Brett" or something, and that's how I learned. Oh, they're together. Okay, so
yeah, he's my hype man. He gets me hyped up.
And you performed a very new song last night. You let people hear it for the first time. It's called "I Know You Care." You said that it's a song you wrote during quarantine. Can you tell us more about this song?
I decided to sing that song because I felt like it was really relevant with everything that's happening right now. I wrote that song at the beginning of quarantine, and it was more of me talking to myself through like difficult times. And the basis of it is like, I always tell myself that, you know, I don't care about that, I don't care about this, I don't care about that. And it's easier to just not care, but it stops me from really growing, and it stops me from understanding myself better and getting over a lot of stuff. So it helped me a lot writing that song, and it was my first time doing that, writing something like, to myself. So I was able to get some stuff off my chest, which felt good, and I'm glad that everyone enjoyed it. That song will actually be coming out soon, so
that was actually my next question, because people are clamoring for it. They want to know when it's going to be released. So
yeah,
the
that
answer
was a
is
last
soon.
minute decision, so I was like, okay, let's just do it. It felt right.
And this song you actually created during quarantine. So before we move on with like all of our other questions, we want to ask, like, how are you guys? Like, how have you guys been coping with the quarantine? What have you guys been up to during this time?
We've been working on Nadine's album a lot, so this is something we've been excited for, and I think a lot of the fans have been like anticipating for the longest time. When Nadine will actually produce like a full-length album. So we've been working really hard on this, and how far are we along, do you think?
We have, am I allowed to say?
I don't know. That might get mad.
Yeah.
But I'd say we're like 70% done. So
That's 70%. Yeah. I was going to say 50, but okay, 70.
Yeah.
Some fans have actually tweeted us to ask about this, because Nadine has mentioned before that she has 10 songs so far sa album. So ngayon daw ba nadagdagan na ba yun, or
it's more like 13 or 14?
Ooh.
I think, yeah.
Secret.
Stop asking me questions. Just wait for the album.
I love how honest talaga JADINE is.
Yeah, definitely. But I find it really cool that you guys are still being able to stay creative, even though with everything that's been happening. But how do you guys even stay creative and inspired? Like, a lot of people will tend to feel discouraged, especially with a lot of things happening. But how do you guys personally stay creative and inspired?
Well, to me, like, I actually have more time to, just be in my head and just think of like the things that I've always wanted to do that I didn't get to do a couple of years back. But yeah, because I don't know, there's nothing else to do but to just, like, stay creative and write. Because if you put your head into like what is really happening, when I think about it, it really gives me like bad anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things happening, and I try to just like I've been doing flower arrangements. Like that's the last thing I was doing.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if you guys have seen that, but yeah, that's
Mhm.
the last thing I was doing, and then writing at the same time. I've also been playing a lot of computer games. But yeah, this is really the time to like dive into your creativity.
And sabi mo nga Nadine, no, that you're focusing on your music, on your album right now during quarantine. And may mga measures ba kayo na ginawa to focus more on your music? Like you mentioned something a while ago before you went live.
Oh yeah, we did a lot. So I've been working with James, with Brett, with Isagani, our producer, and Hi Sam, and we've just been working on the album.
How useful was this lock-in period for you guys? Like, mga anong do you get to work on your music like at the wee hours of the night? Because sometimes musicians do that. They lock themselves in so that they can work together even though it's past sleeping time or whatever time it's more conducive for them. So sa inyo, how is it like during your lock-in period?
Oh, I've become a Lola because of the quarantine. No, I swear, I wake up around 6 or 7 a.m. Then I pass out around 9 or 10.
Wow.
I'm like expired now. So I don't even like I can't even stay up late anymore.
How about you, James? Like, what's the most conducive time for you to work on your music? James?
So
Baka naghang na ata si James. James, can you hear us?
Hello, sorry. It's
Okay. Okay, parang may nagsasalita sa
Hello?
background, no?
yeah,
James?
that's better. I was
Oh,
Oh, ayun na, disconnect si James. But
Oh,
I'm sure he'll be
no.
back. I hope he
definitely.
comes back.
He solves yeah.
Yes. But now let's talk about more of your quarantine life, Nadine.
Yeah.
So, what else have you been busy with? Kasi marami actually nagtatanong about your halaman.
Mm-mm.
So I did a lot during the quarantine period. I organized my place. I cleaned my closet. Like all of the things that I
Oh
don't
my
wear anymore, I sell them. And then the proceeds go to COVID affected like people, or kaya I order mga face masks or the face shields, and then deliver them to hospital that I picked. Have that. I've been cooking a lot. I've been playing computer games. What else? I've been writing, and then I've been busy with my plants and flowers too. I
Yes.
actually just started. I don't know, because I'm really fascinated with the flowers. So I feel like I want to take it somewhere else. So yeah, I've been doing flower arranging then as well.
Wow.
But
That
I
is
was
like
like you just find something to do, so you take your mind off of what's happening. But yeah, it's not bad naman. I mean, I've been wanting to do flower arrangement for so long now. Especially if you see yung Instagram pages that are all about flowers, and they have like weird colored flowers. I've always wanted to learn how to do that. So yeah.
I was actually gonna mention, like, I feel like your Instagram is one of the pages I see with a lot of flowers also. So it like really made sense to me. But that's like a hobby that we don't get a lot, because we ask people like, what have you been up to? It's like cooking or I've been cleaning. But to hear flower arrangement, I'm like, wow, that is kind of new and
Something
different.
to do, really.
Definitely, that's really very unique, I would say. Yeah, that's
Yes.
yeah.
Speaking of things that you post on Instagram, Nadine, I think you know this. You're aware of this. Na yung Instagram feed mo, isa yun sa mga hashtag goals talaga
Yes,
ng
definitely.
lahat. We just like to ask, like, where do you get the inspiration from? Do you really like put so much like you put in hours thinking about your next post or your next theme?
It's actually really easy. I know people. I've said this so many times. It's all about color coordination. So if I post something that's this color, everything else has to be either neutral colors or the same color. Kunyari, now I've been posting blue a lot, so everything else has to have like a hint of blue, Or meron din akong black and white if the color of the photo is too, if it's too vivid. So yeah, it's really easy. It's just color coordination, really.
Wow. Now that I'm like thinking about it, it's like maybe I should think about my feed more now. Like coming from Nadine, it's very easy and it looks like that. Like, I feel like I should work on it. But speaking of your Instagram, I actually noticed that when I was searching for you, your name was kind of like different characters.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah. So could you wanna maybe explain like what that means if you can?
Yeah, so I had that tattooed on my arm. Can't see it. It's wearing long sleeves, but it says.
Hello.
Oh, he's back.
There you go.
Oh,
Hi,
he's back.
James.
Sorry, that was my phone dying. I told you it was gonna die.
Oh, no wonder.
Yes,
Okay,
before we went live, sabi na ni James, ano na siya, low bat na siya. Okay, go ahead, Nadine.
Oh yeah, so it means Nozomi Komiya, which is Nozomi would have Nozomi kasi in Japanese. Nozomi, if you translate it, it means hope. Nadine also, if you yung mga baby name meanings, if you look it up, if you look up Nadine, it means hope as well. So I don't know, like I've just wala lang, parang when I was younger pa, naisip ko na my Japanese name is probably Nozomi because it has the same meaning. But Komiya kasi, from what my uncle told me, this was like last year lang. He said kasi na we're actually, our great-grandfather is actually Japanese. And then he just changed his last name to Lustre, which is his business partner's last name. So if he didn't change it, my last name would have been Komiya.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, we learned something new about Nadine today.
Yes.
But
Now,
oh.
before, after mawala ni James, actually we talked about Nadine's plants and all. Now, speaking of plants, James, you actually became the Department
plant
of
guy.
yeah,
Let's
Department of
grow.
Agriculture
Let's
ambassador. Hashtag plant. Can you tell us more about this, James?
Yes. Where do I start? I'm actually working with the Department of Agriculture to help support all the things they're doing right now during quarantine to help with food security. And I'm doing a couple of things on my own with a company I've started called The Freshest. Basically, we're working on urban farming, so we're bringing hydroponics and I'll be announcing like our official plans in the coming weeks. So, but basically, it's I feel like now in this time when we're recovering from quarantine and the economy is dropped, we have to also think about like now's the right time to also think about sustainability and including that in our recovery strategy. Because if we don't, then we'll go back to the same old normal. So if there's a time to make change, it's really now.
Wow, I didn't know about Freshest.
grow.
The Freshest.
Yeah, let's grow.
Yes,
I was
coming
that's
soon.
what,
So just stay tuned.
yeah, when I was reading your Instagram post, that was aside from you being the new ambassador, that was also
Yeah.
the part that really struck me the most. Let's
Did
grow.
you hear
I
it?
was like,
Did you hear
yeah,
it?
I definitely
Yeah.
heard your voice when you were saying it. But Nadine, you were also part of a coastal cleanup drive last February, and you've been very vocal about your stand on climate change and the environment as well. So could you maybe give us on how you started, getting more into this kind of conversation about the environment?
How did I? I don't know. As a kid, because I'm always really every time I see trash on the street, on the road, I really pick it up, mga wrappers ng candy, even though it's not mine. As a kid, I would pick it up and throw it in the trash can, or put it in my pocket and put it away later. I don't know. It's just I'm really just concerned about what is happening to the environment. There's so much trash, so much pollution. I drive every time I'm driving. I see a lot of cars that emit really black smoke, which is bad for the environment, for the air. I guess it's really because I'm just super OC. So at home, all of our trash cans are labeled for plastic. It's for plastic lang. If it's cans or bottles or hard plastic or paper. It's all separate. And then for things that are, food, like food waste, like it's all in one. It's all in one plastic also, trash can. It's just really heartbreaking to see. Like the last beach that we went to. It's really heartbreaking to see because the place is so beautiful. Like it would have been a proper beach if it weren't for all the trash that was on it. Grab it was really bad because we had shovels, and every time you dig, there's so much, like under the sand. Actually, it's not sand, it's like muck, like mud. Under all of that muck, there's more trash. So it's just really heartbreaking to see that, and I feel like, if people see me do it, and then it might also encourage them to start being conscious about, about their trash. I also wanted to know. I've also been thinking of like posting, how to properly segregate the trash. Because I have a friend kasi who's really so into it. She used to be a part of the plastic solution before, so I'm asking her to teach me how to, to just minimize the trash. I've been buying like mga shampoo bars just so I can lessen the waste, not have plastic bottles to throw away and all that. I'm just really against like throwing away things. I don't know.
Oh wow, that's interesting that you're kind of moving towards a more zero waste kind of lifestyle. But
Yeah.
aside from you guys making waves in the music scene and also as actors, you guys are making waves outside that. So, to you guys, how important is it for artists to join the conversation on issues outside their realm of like expertise? Would you say?
I think it's important to just because our greatest strength is our voice. Our greatest asset is that we can reach so many people. And there's so many crazy things going on in the world right now. Like, can't even get into it. But I think, it's important that we be a part of it. That we're not just part of the distraction. That we're also part of the solution. Or even if it's just starting the conversation to find a solution, or just to raise awareness about it, so that people are focusing or directing their attention to where it should be.
Yeah, and I think you also don't have to be an artist, to win conversation. I mean, at the end of the day, we all want to live in a world that's peaceful, that's beautiful, everyone loves each other. To me, kasi, it's hard for me to just go ahead and watch news or watch videos, especially like the stuff that's happening now. It gives me really bad anxiety. Like, I watch it and then I get like really bad anxiety. So, like, it's hard then. You can't, as much as possible, you have to use your influence or use the voice that you have to influence people and to let them know that this is happening. We have to do something about it before it's too late.
Well, now that we're on this topic, I know a lot is going on, a lot is happening around the world. There's so much to talk about. But what's the one issue that I guess you can say that's closest to your heart or you feel the strongest about? So, what would that be if you could choose one?
That's the closest to my heart.
Yes, or like the current issue that struck you the most, that hurt you the most, or made you feel the strongest emotions.
I think really in general, it's just the way that people think. Definitely one of the most like painful ones that's happening right now is the all the racism that's happening right now in the United States, because that shouldn't be something we continue into the new normal. Like, that's something that has to die with the old normal. We can't bring that into the next one. So there's so much happening right now, and I think the only thing we can do is really to stay positive and keep pushing out positive messages, and to support in any way we can, really.
I guess
Thank you, James.
since James said that na rin, that's also one of the things I'm like most concerned about as well. But not just in the States, but here as well. I'm gonna say na lang is with the environment. You know how there's so many news about the air clearing up when we're all in quarantine, how like animals are starting to go back. Um, just to know that the world is being able to breathe again because we're all inside, it kind of makes me sad because it only means that we're doing something wrong, we're doing something to hurt the environment. So, like, why can't we? Why can't we do something about that? Why can't we just take care of our world? Why can't we just take care of our planet? Diba? I mean, let's think about the future generations who are still going to live here. What are their lives going to be like?
I think the most important thing we can do right now is really just educate ourselves on everything that's happening, and in all the ways that we can help, because there's already so many organizations that are out there trying to help. So right now, everyone's more at home. There's so much we can do. So I think the first thing we should do is really just educate ourselves, because knowledge really is power. So
Definitely, knowledge is power. And you guys were kind of mentioning how there's like a lot of things going on in the world right now, and some people will find it easy to be discouraged, especially some artists. But you guys are still able to create. You guys are still able to be inspired despite everything that's happening. So, what kind of advice would you want to give the people who feel kind of down and are struggling to look for or find inspiration during this time?
Inspiration for like songwriting, because for me
Art.
songwriting really comes from like experience. It's storytelling, and it's really important that because music has been used to tell stories that have been socially relevant, that have different points of view. So right now we've been really inspired by everything that's happening, because songwriting comes from experience and emotion. So there's been a lot to write about, and there's definitely been a message that we're trying to share through our music, especially through Nadine's album. We're focusing mainly on like empowerment and self-love. So when it comes to songwriting or finding inspiration, I really pull from experience.
There you go. Okay, now that we're talking more about your music now, can you tell us what kinds of themes or what we can expect from your future releases? Nadine's album, and James, are you releasing your own album also soon?
I won't say anything yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
You were
I'm
able to
focusing-
restrain yourself this time.
yeah.
yeah, I got that one. But for now we're focusing on Nadine's album, like 100% focus on her album, because we're really proud of it, and I feel like it's going to be the biggest project of the year.
Wow.
Ooh, and James, you kind of mentioned already, like there's some themes of empowerment in this album. I don't know how much you can share with us, but what kind of made you guys go into that direction of wanting to make this about empowerment?
It's Nadine's experience. Like, she's one of the most strongest women that I know. She's been through so much, and I've seen her grow. So the inspiration was all there. It was really just getting the people together to help tell that story. So, which is why we're really excited.
And Nadine, what can you tell us about your album?
I feel
Okay, what was the question?
what made you kind of decide, like, empowerment is the way to go, especially like hearing what James had to say about it as well.
Okay, well, I guess because I know that a lot of people message me and kind of look up to me when it comes to empowerment or being strong and fearless. I receive a lot of, especially after my brother died, a lot of people have been opening up to me, like on Instagram. Like I receive DMs, And a lot of them were about, asking me how I get through all the challenges that come into my life. Um, yeah, and them sharing their experiences and then what they're going through. So I just felt like this is the perfect, platform, or the perfect, the catalyst to use to empower and to help inspire people who listen to my music, and to all the fans as well.
Would you say
But
that
there's so much more in the album.
So would you say that there's at least one song there that kind of talks about mental health?
There's actually three. Is there three? Yeah, I think there's three. But so there's the whole album because it's very personal, because it's all about like what I went through, all my experiences. Yeah, I don't wanna say more because I'm gonna spoil it.
Don't say anymore.
But thank you for that. I mean, of course, we all know how close this issue is to your heart. So I'm sure it'll really come off as very authentic and genuine. And we can't wait for it. Now, about Careless still, there have been questions asking if you're planning on doing an online concert with Careless artists. James, are you open for this? And some are actually even suggesting that baka you can also do acoustic versions like what you did last night.
Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna say yes. We're very interested, and I'll leave it at that.
Leave it at that.
Wow, you guys are so good at like giving us previews and just like putting it there. It's like,
But no, yes,
teaser.
Yeah.
We're bad at keeping secrets. So when you ask us something, sometimes we forget. Oh wait, we're not supposed to tell them that because we just spoiled the whole project. So we're just gonna, give you little details. Leave it at that.
They're like Tom Holland in Avengers.
I know
Yeah.
exactly
Giving
what you mean.
teasers.
Yeah, I like that. So we're not, go into detail.
Now, okay, before we let you go, I have an important question here. Don't worry, it's not what you think, but it's coming from at Wag Komiak. As a Howl's Moving Castle fan, also, I'm also interested in this.
Yes.
Saan nakatira si Bibi Cal or Calcifer?
Mhm.
That's the question. Nasaan daw si Calcifer nakatira?
No.
He stays with me. He's sleeping, yes. I don't want to pick him up.
Oh,
Pero
yeah.
andyan siya
Oh my gosh.
ngayon.
No.
Aww. Yeah, that's actually the worst when they're asleep and you're like,
Yeah, I
or like
know.
when it's on like your leg and you can't move or something.
He's always like that. So wherever we go, like when we walk around, kunyari, I'm gonna start cooking. He stays like on my foot, like he sits on my foot, so I can't go anywhere else. And he sleeps on my foot, so like you don't want me to move. Okay, I'll stay here.
Yeah, and it's like
Ang
rude
cute
to wake them up,
naman.
right? Like,
He's a really sweet dog.
Aww.
Now I have another question naman. This is for the future naman. Now that let's think like 5 years from now. Sabi ni at Super Good Plant, how do you want JADINE to be remembered?
Ooh.
Oh, how do we want it to be? JD be remembered
Yes.
in like one word?
No, not really. Like you can explain your answer. Thank you, by the
I
way,
love
for
it.
this question.
You guys have
Super
like your
Good Plant.
thinking faces on right now. You're like,
I know.
Remembered? The realist.
ooh.
The realist.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
How
I
about
agree.
you, Nadine?
Agree.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, I
The
agree.
realist. Yeah.
Nahirapan ko pa yung sarili ko. I'm thinking of other stuff pa. And then he said, I'm like, okay, yun na yun.
The realist, gang.
We'll accept that. That's actually a pretty good answer. Because that
Yeah.
suits you guys. James and
Yeah.
Nadine, thank you for giving us very honest answers. As always, we love
Yes.
talking to you, and thank you for saying yes to Mix. Now, do you have any message for all of the JD fans out there, those who have been with you since day one, and those who can't wait for you to release new material, new projects together?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you to Mixed, of course, and all the fans who are watching right now. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you guys are enjoying the show. And yeah, thank you for all of the support. Thank you for voting for us. I see all of your Twitter parties you got going on. We really appreciate it. And yeah, we can't wait to share more music with you guys. The lockdown has really slowed us down. But I think that's only natural because people are focusing on what's really important to them right now. So it's coming. So just be patient.
Yeah, I really just want to thank Mix again for nominating Fiend and Summer. And to all the fans, don't worry, it's coming. You just have to wait. We're working hard. We're working really hard on this. And I hope everyone loves it when it comes out. Yeah, he said everything now, so we have so much in store for you. You just have to wait. Trust.
Yep.
Yes, we're
and to all
very
the dating fans
excited.
out there, yes, please keep on voting. Voting is now open for the Mix Awards 2020. You can vote for Summer for Music Video of the Year and Fiend for Urban Video of the Year.
Yay!
Yay!
Thank you so much, Nadine and
Thanks,
Jane,
guys.
for your time and for your honest opinions about everything and all of your honest answers. So thanks so much, you guys, and thanks as well to everyone who's watching for another MYXclusive interview. This has been Sam with 2Ms.
And I with James Reed and Adit Lustre. Woo! Thank you, JD.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Sam.